Moses, good morning.
Good morning.
What's sort of the morning like? I mean, getting back and not where you guys want to be, but ready to move forward with a good core group coming back is the hope, I'm sure.
Yeah. That's the plan, coming back, get some time off early on, and just getting back in the gym for the summertime.
And how much experience did you gain in getting a lot of key rotation minutes during this postseason run?
Yeah, a lot. It's the playoffs is different atmosphere than any other basketball. So just getting another year of that under my belt, experience consistently. So yeah, that was good for me.
You guys last year, you won a championship last year, and when you look at last year's team versus this year's team, obviously two different teams, but what do you think were the main differences from your point of view that you saw that were different in terms of attitude and approach and all those things?
Last year's team was a lot older with Belly and obviously GP coming back, Juan, D. Lee, Otto. So it's just a lot of guys who've been in the league for a while. So they just kind of approached the game with a different. I mean, they've been here before. They've done it so much. So you can just kind of feel that.
This year,
obviously, the team's a lot younger. So guys coming in trying to figure it out, and a lot of guys had really good years. So that was that, but yeah, that's just the difference, I feel.
Following up on Monty's question, and I guess Janie's as well, you and Jonathan and just a lot of the other younger guys, even James when he was still with the team, had a lot more responsibility put on you guys. How was that as those older guys left, being put in that position, maybe not necessarily knowing when you're going to be called on, but then having to be inserted, trying to learn, trying to maintain kind of what you guys were doing last year?
Mm-hmm. We struggled a bit early on in the year. Just losing some games. It was on the road at home. I don't remember. It was on the road a lot, but I mean, that's just experiences you can learn from. The situation is what it is, so you just got to go in there and figure it out. So I know I say that a lot, but that's the answer to a lot of questions.
Moses, Alex, Simon, Barry, and his group, when you're thrust into a playoff series, and I mean, your primary matchup a lot of the times was helping on LeBron James, just what is the takeaway from a series where you're going head-to-head against one of the all-time greats, and what did you learn maybe about yourself by going up against him?
It's always fun to compete against the best. LeBron is LeBron. So it's just being able to go and compete at the highest level with the greatest and a lot of other really good players in the playoffs is always a good opportunity.
I know it's fresh, but can you already think about moments in the series where, maybe you saw something that worked against LeBron that you would want to add, or something that didn't work that you want to maybe correct in that way, even now, or will that need to take time this summer?
Obviously, just developing my body. Like that's one thing that I definitely want to get into. Not necessarily because of that series or anything, but just things to get better on between this year and next year. Because I play a lot bigger than I am, so just so that's one thing. And I mean, just continuing to develop in our areas of my game.
So you're gonna come back next year weighing like 235, 240.
Yeah, we'll know what that's gonna look like. We're gonna just put in a lot of work.
When you look at your role this season, it changed. You're in the rotation, you're out of the rotation, you're in the rotation, you're out of the rotation. Yet here in the last couple of weeks here, you were getting meaningful minutes, and you were pretty productive. How hard is it to be able to just come in kind of cold sometimes and hit a shot? Because it seemed like you often were able to do that.
I mean, it's difficult, but when you do get the opportunity, when you get on the floor, if you're sitting there thinking about all the time that you wasn't on the floor, then you're not going to capitalize on your opportunity that's in front of you. So I say it's challenging, but at the same time, once you in the game, it really don't matter if this game started in the second quarter for you, and the second half for you, that's the start to your game. So you just got to go out there and play.
I've heard guys in that position say that, a lot of times when you play at the playground, you might not play for a while because other teams are on the court. And when you finally do get a chance on the court, you got to show it. You got to be ready to. And you might not. And if you lose, you might not play again for another hour. So does that kind of? I'm sure you went through some of that. Does that help you out a little bit in a situation like this?
Yeah, for sure. I don't know if you come to the gym and then you don't play and then you lose and then you don't play for a while and you get back on the court. Nobody want to hear, oh, I'm cold, I'm not warm, I didn't get to stretch. That other team that you played against, they probably won 5 in a row, but you got to get out there and produce. So yeah, that's a cool analogy.
Moses, going back to January, February, when you guys had guys out, different circumstances where Dante, Ty, Anthony, you, Jonathan, were kind of thrown in to the fire and playing long stretches and key rotation minutes. I mean, how much can that group sort of gain from being thrown in like that, and the continuity that maybe can come from that down the road?
Yeah, I mean, like we've all said, it's challenging being thrown in and not knowing when you're going in and all that. But whenever you're challenged, whenever you met with adversity, you learn from those experiences, and you get a lot better than when things are easy or when things are going good. So just a lot opportunity to have some adversity to learn from.
How challenging was this season overall for everybody when, Andrew had some difficult luck, JaMychal, just so many different things that were happening and guys out for different reasons, and maybe hard to get in sync at times.
Yeah, I mean, that's, as far as I've seen, that's how the NBA works. That's not just our team. That's how everybody, you just got to deal with it. And that's why winning the championship is so spectacular, because it's not only who's the most talented team, who's the best team, it's who dealt with adversity the best, who was able to overcome this, who got lucky when it comes to injuries and things like that. So those are all just hurdles to go with the NBA season.
Moses, what was, I guess, the message that you got from the organization in your meeting with them here on the exit interview day?
I haven't had my meeting yet.
Oh, you haven't?